during your 11 years in Crockett WCW, you suffered through many of the bookers and booking committees, and there were so many there. And there was Dusty Rhodes, Ollie Anderson, Ric Flair as a booker, Kip Fry briefly. I know he wasn't the booker, but he was the owner. There was Bill Watts. We haven't really spoke about Dusty Rhodes as a booker and as someone to just be around day to day.
Well, Dusty was a great guy. Like I said, Dusty gave me my first job with the referee job. Dusty hired me. And so I started refereeing there, and Dusty, he helped me quite a bit. Dusty did something for me one time, and I realize it now, and I didn't have a clue what it was. And one time I had went downstairs in the cafeteria there, and I got like 10 cups of this bouillon soup, and I would bring it up for everybody because, that's how they were eating. So one time I brought this soup up and I set it down, and I picked the tray up, got ready to walk out, and Dusty stopped me. He told me, stand right over there, baby. Stand right there. Wait right there, Teddy Long. So I just stood there and I'm listening to everything that's going on in this production meeting. I don't know why I'm standing there. I don't know what I'm listening to. I have not a clue. But as I stayed in the business long, I kind of realized, now I know why Dusty said that. Now I see why they did this. It all started coming back to me, and that helped me a lot too with my career, because I remembered stuff that I heard, and then it started making sense. So that's when I learned that everything you do out there needs to make sense, and I tell that to guys as of today. But that's kind of how Dusty was with me, and he talked to me all the time. And I remember the first time I had Johnny B. Bad, when I started managing him, Mark Merrow. And when we first talked to Dusty about that, Dusty wanted to call him Tutti Frutti because he looked like Little Richard. Well, Mark come to me, he says, Teddy, he said, they want to call me Tutti Frutti. He said, I don't like that. I said, player, whatever they want you to do or whatever the name is, you got to do what they say. I said, that's how this works. So he said, well, can we think of something? And so I sit down and I thought about it. I said, I tell you what, how about this? And I told it to Merrill first. I said, all the fly guys will get mad and all the fly girls will be glad. Get ready for Johnny B. Bad. And he said, okay, let's try. And so I went to Dusty and I just told him, I said, sir, I said, if I could, could I run this by you? What do you think about we call him this? And I gave that line to Dusty and he liked it. He said, yeah, let's go with that, baby. I like that.
Did Dusty ever have designs on you maybe joining a booking committee in the future, or was he just trying to help you along with your wrestling IQ?
He just helped me. Ain't no black man finna get on no booking committee at that time. I think Ernie Ladd might have been the only black guy that ever was like the booker when he was working for Bill Watts. Bill trusted him and let him did the book, but Jim Crockett and they wasn't going to be no black man there.
With that being said, where does Dusty rank on, especially Mid-Atlantic and WCW, where does Dusty rank of how good the bookers were? I've named a lot of them, but was Dusty your favorite?
Number one, the best, because, he drew money. He came up with great storylines. What people wanted to see back in the day in the Crockett days, selling out everywhere we go. You remember the stuff they did with the Horsemen and all that, where they broke Dusty's leg and did stuff. They had great storylines, and he involved me in some of those storylines. So I don't think nobody was better than Dusty. Kevin Sullivan was right there in the running, okay, because Kevin and Dusty, they worked a lot down in Florida together. So, but I'd say Dusty, Kevin Sullivan, and hot stuff Eddie Gilbert.
So there was two from Eddie Graham, and Eddie Gilbert would have been Memphis, wouldn't he? So Jerry Jarrett, so perfect.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll through my whole wrestling career, I never met Jerry Jarrett.
Really?
No.
He just
never
passed
met
away
him.
as well, didn't he?
Yes, he did. I never met him. There are a lot of guys in the wrestling. They like Jeff Jarrett. I never did meet. Jerry Jarrett, it's a couple other people. It'll come to me, but all of my whole career, like Melcher, the guy that writes that wrestling book, I never met him a day in my life.